Atlanta Fan TV here with Devin. 2-0 win, and it's against a side that was depleted. They had to rotate pretty heavily, but still, I think a pretty resolute performance. And yeah, a lot of guys look like they could have scored only 2, but I still think pretty good.
It was a decent performance. You know, no Mavinga, no Altidore. Mavinga is a big loss for them. Good performance. Yeah, you can't really get upset. Like I said, you celebrate your wins. There were a lot of great positives. The first half was really, really good. Tito Villalba put on a performance. The number one thing that I saw that I really liked is when we lost possession, we busted our ass to get it back. Our press was high. LGP was way up the pitch, but Rometty covered him. So I feel like, you know, things are starting to come together in a sense, but please slow your roll. To everybody out there that wants to send me memes and ask me, if I've never met you, please feel free to send me a comment. I'll meme you back. But basically, like, look at what it was. The SKC match, you put your foot on the throat of an extremely depleted team. Tonight you did the same thing. Bravo. You do what you're supposed to do. You're the defending MLS Cup champions. Act like it. Yep. You know, so what is that, 4 from 5? Good. That's really good. This team is capable of that, and we haven't played LAFC yet. We haven't played Portland yet, you know. So baby steps, like I said all along. Applaud the good things, you know, and point out the things where we can improve. The number one, like if we were doing a player ratings right now, if you weren't a goal scorer, you got a 7. It was a good match. It was a really good match. We could have scored more, you know, but you take a 2-0 win over a team you haven't beat any day of the week.
True. Now, in terms of that, I mean, you know, maybe a big part is missing an Altidore, their goal scorer. But in terms of Pozuelo, we pretty much kept him quiet.
We did.
And so
I think Mavinga is the bigger loss for them. I mean, Altidore always is a boogeyman for us. That was it Ao Akenda or Ao Akenda? Yeah. He was really good. He looks a player. You know, U.S. men's national team under 20 player. So, you know, beating Toronto is never bad. Yep. Beating DC is never bad.
It's our first time beating Toronto, so it's a good thing.
I'm like I said, I'm all about it. If people want me to come on here and be upset about a 2-0 win, you're not going to get what you want. Like, that was really good. And coming off the KC, the performance at KC, it's good to see us attack. Right. Because I feel like in the first part of the season where I was frustrated, we were so intently focused on defending that we forgot how to attack. And this is a team, like, you know, it set MLS records for goals scored. So when you see that frustration and bad performances in defense, it leads to more frustration. So I like the fact that things are starting to come around. I like the fact that against teams that we should beat, we are beating them. You know, we're not letting teams hang around like Colorado. We talked about that, you know, way back in the day. If Kellen Acosta and Key Kamara could shoot, we would have lost that game 2-1.
Yeah, and I think that's the big difference here is that, okay, a Colorado Rapids, they sat in a low block. An SKC, they look to play. A Toronto FC, exactly, and that's the difference.
This was two teams that need the ball. Yeah. And when Toronto got the ball, we pressured the shit out of them. That was the most impressive thing to me tonight was when we lost possession, they didn't have it long. I really right after halftime until about 55 minutes, we came out of half a little slow. That was the one maybe negative, that and the fans' reaction to Breck Shea.
Yeah, so is it Frank de Boer, he got his tactics right in this match, or, you know, should we give credit to him?
I mean, give credit where credit is due. I think, like, that was a possessive team that we just beat. We didn't give them the ball. I mean, and possession still ended up being somewhat even. It was like 50-50, but our possession was meaningful. Their possession looked hurried. And I put all credit to that. Like, I mean, look at the match that Gressel put in. Darlington Nagbe was a silent assassin in the midfield, you know, and it's starting to look like the team that we remember. We're still shaky in the back. It's still jumbled, but Escobar is a rock on the right side. You could see him and Gressel starting to actually have some continuity. Joseph getting through balls. We're still that team that you can tell it's hesitant on our manager side to play an over-the-top ball because it's not a 99% completion pass. But we can do it, and it's good to see. Like I said, I'm happy with 3 points, and I'm happy with a comprehensive victory because we talk so much about other matches where we haven't looked good winning. This was not one of those. We looked really good.
So in terms of Orlando City, and looking forward to that, will this be our biggest test yet in terms of in MLS?
That's hard because I still
they always play us tough, and that's why.
They play
that's
us
why
tough, and it's a rivalry match. It's going to be an emotional match. Mercedes-Benz is going to be full. Do I think it's the toughest? No, because we played DC. and that was the first match of the season. I still think there's a lot bigger matches. It's the next match on the schedule. It's the next match on the schedule, and everybody wants to beat Orlando. Nobody wants to lose that streak that we have going. So yeah, it's a big match. But the biggest match to me of the season is July 26th in Los Angeles. But after Orlando, there's a major match in New York City. That match against Red Bulls, even though they've been struggling, there's a lot of things. This is a big run. So it's like, what was it, 8 matches in 28 days or something like that? So every match counts in this. And you're without Barco. So somebody's got to step up. Tonight it was Tito. I'm not sure who it's going to be next time, but I look forward to seeing it.